up the word cyberpunk and I didn't dig too deep, but I felt your movie underneath you, Ian, is like I guess a hot woman kind of looking down.
Oh no, it froze. I couldn't hear you.
Of a neon city. So.
It froze for a second. Can you repeat that, please?
But I'm glad she's covered it. Real quick.
Yeah.
First off, Ian, thank you for joining us.
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear that last part about the hot
chick.
It broke up. It broke up.
I'm gonna go just real quick and.
I was trying to find the girl for you, but it's not working.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
let me just post on our channel to remind people to come into the pod. To come in, okay?
Awesome, cool, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Where are you guys located? Are you in LA too?
No, Josh and I are in Pittsburgh. I'm Nathaniel, by the way. We don't have the names up right now. I'm Nathaniel, the host, doing most of the talking, all that stuff. Zaz, Dan is in the top right corner there. He's in Texas. And Dan or Josh, also wearing the red shirt because we coordinate so well, is in Pittsburgh as well. We started doing a thing in 2020, and it evolved into me doing a relationship advice show, interviewing people with different jobs that have interesting relationship as a result with workers or the world, and it kind of got into this, and we're kind of do it all. But like, yeah, we've just been following where it's been going with this thing, and kind of enjoying it the way it is now.
Yeah.
Also, we decided to do stuff live because I can't act, so that's why I'm avoiding talking about too much of what we're going to talk about because I can't fake react to anything.
Do you guys always do live stuff?
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time,
whenever we can.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's kind of like theater.
Yeah, I mean, it's a skill that I'm still working on. I still say too much, and because Zaz will tell me not to touch my face before I go live, I'm going to touch my face too much.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I do this kind of stuff a lot. I start kind of getting self-conscious. It's like, okay, stop it, man, stop it. Oh.
And then if your nose gets itchy, then people think I'm on coke.
Oh right, yeah.
You can't. You overthink everything.
Yeah.
Right.
But the loop is real. Like when you start saying and you can't stop saying it. You can hear yourself saying it, and now you're zoning out to yourself saying it. It's a trip.
And everybody's doing literally. That's the mind virus now. It's like that's
literally.
like a cyberpunk. Is that like a cyberpunk? Is that like a nanovirus that's creeping in through people's ears or something?
I'm glad you're hearing it. Yeah, literally. That being said, is like another phrase that people. That being said, and it's just like, guys, I'm shoehorning.
Absolutely, too. Absolutely. Literally, absolutely. It's like absolutely. I'm a gamer geek, so I go on Steam all the time and read reviews and stuff. And it's like, either it starts with when it starts with literally or absolutely. I tune it out. That's it. So
it was about 15 years ago. I was in the absolutely loop, and nobody called me on it. I just realized I said it a lot. I'm like, wow, that's stupid, and I couldn't break it. It took me another half year to stop it, and I'm sure I still do it.
Smoking or something, huh?
Yeah, which I did too when I would drink. So
okay,
it got real bad.
That's weird because when I was back on the East Coast, I lived in Manhattan for a little bit, and I was drinking. I was working in the bar scene and stuff, bartending, and I started smoking with the fellas. We would just go outside of the bar and just kind of it wasn't really necessarily about the smoking. It was kind of the communal aspect of it. Like the guys just kind of going out to get the smoke and
Yep.
When I had to go to New York to Midtown once a month for work. I was an IT director, and I had to go, and I smoked at the time, which helped. But I would go outside. Specifically because people that I was interested in talking to, I saw them go out for a smoke and we could start a conversation. It felt more natural on the street than at a bar. So I totally was part of the scene in New York doing that. And it was a great way as somebody not from the town to talk to people.
Yeah, that's part of it too. It's a social kind of, because when I left New York, I didn't smoke, especially back in California. You're radioactive if you come back here and smoke. So, but yeah, it's totally a kind of a tribe kind of thing, tribal thing, a social thing. But yeah, man, glad you.
Great way to put it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a New Year's resolution. I was New Year's night, and my cigarettes were getting worse and worse because I was vaping, and the vape flavor was getting better for me. And I just said, this sucks. Why am I doing this? And I threw the last one. I didn't keep it or memorize it or I was like, I'm done. And I remember that was it. I vaped for another couple months, and then I quit that when I broke my thing.
Okay.
I think it just was too lazy to fix it.
Nice.
So.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it's like, as we fade up away through the cigarettes conversation, I'm itching right now because I'm like, he mentioned games and being a gamer, and we've already talked like the prep work. You know how we have a real bad problem with talking about what we're going to talk about in the show before the show. Yeah. Like I'm already like, hey, so what games are you playing, and how has it impacted? Like immediately, like because yeah, Isaac has just been like staring me in the face the entire time. Like I'm just like,
are you you gamer too? You play games?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I got like over 600 games on Steam.
Isn't that great about Steam? Like, just they found out a way to just be like, hey man, don't go anywhere else. Just come to us. We'll give you
It used to be GameStop, you know, like getting that game, and then you're like caressing it and stuff. You know, you've been waiting for
midnight openings.
Yeah, and then you drive home. Like I just drive home, and I have the game right on the passenger seat, and I just be like, oh yeah, babe, I'm getting you home soon. It was crazy.
I think that was the real downfall of GameStop is like you look for, you treasure this thing, and then you had this whole collection, and then when you moved on to the next system, like, oh, that's a great collection, looks beautiful, maybe I'll sell it, and then they give you a nickel for it, and you're like, well fuck it. Exactly. I don't need these boxes, they mean nothing. So like then they're like, I'll just buy it online and have it, well, mostly forever until they say that for whatever reason you can no longer access it. But I hate that.
Hey Josh, we got everything? We're good to go?
Booklets too of the games. You used to have a 40-page booklet, and now it's like one piece of paper. Yeah, I got a piece of paper.
They used to have maps, Matt.
Yeah, maps, like, you
know. They used to have maps and games and artwork.
The paper release, guys. Paper. All right.
Maps. Yeah, maps. I used to draw my own. Like I used to be a role-playing, tabletop role-playing gamer. I used to draw my own maps and stuff. Like I'd make my own worlds and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like even Star Frontiers, Traveler, all these old games, and I think that really lent itself to developing my worlds later on in the film world. It's those role playing games.
Heck yeah,
your
I know exactly what you're talking
takes off.
Yeah.
Let's save this because I do have.
I was literally. I just typed in chat. I go. I did it again. I was like by accident.
It's fine.
I did it again.
Let's pause. Let's everybody pause. I want to go through real quick what we're going to do. I am a positive interviewer. I'm never going to back you into a corner. If there's something you don't want to answer, can't answer, or it's just ridiculous to you, you've answered it 5,000 times already, feel free to push back. Say, how about we talk about oranges or whatever else you want to talk about? I hate chasing after people. I've interviewed Andy Dick and avoided tabloids, so I can do it with everybody else. So feel free. Well, that was
where'd you go?
Feel free to, like you said, change it. I'm not
Josh is doing the scenes.
I'm in the waiting room.
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys were going to experience the missing there.
I get kicked out into the lobby. I'm down here just like, hey guys, in a little box. I'm in a little minimized box down here. Can you guys see me at all?
Oh yeah.
No, we can see
we're rotating scenes.
Apologize, guys. They switched up the system here some, and we're not used to some of the changes they've made recently.
We're firing Bill Street.
We're watching your Uwe Boll one. I was watching that one.
Oh yeah.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
What a fun guy.
That was fun.
I'm a big fan.
I don't know how familiar you guys are with this work, but that was just like. Listen, that was so much fun.
Assault on Wall Street is one of my favorites, man. I love that.
Yeah.
And then just a story of Bowl, like, getting challenged. He was getting this guy was talking crap about him.
Yeah.
Reporter, and then the story about that, and then he just like, hey, let's get in the ring. He didn't threaten him otherwise, which wouldn't have been cool. Yeah. He just said, hey, get in the ring with me.
Do it.
Boom, let's go. And he beat him up.
Just
man.
A straight
5
like just.
That's
I admire that.
Yeah.
We saw it when we got this podcast immediately. Immediately we saw it.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Just amazing.
And as the guy who had to interview him with, I was a little scared at first, but at the end I'm like, I am quite positive he was serious about me coming to Germany and going to the restaurant with him. I'm like, he's a really likable person.
Yeah.
He's a straightforward guy, and that was a real fun interview because. It's like, you don't want to ask him the same things because everybody asks that question, but at the same time, he was so inviting for it. He's like, no, ask me the things. Okay, do you guys want to go get a drink while we have this conversation? And you're just like, yeah, let's do that. Too cool.
Yeah, seems like a straight up dude, man, a man's man.
this week on YouTube.
You get the update? Yeah, we got an update to that list actually. So we can't say once Twitch doesn't allow rape, YouTube has banned anything with PDF file, and what was the other one?
Cuckold.
Pedophile. Cuckold's Twitch. You can't say cuckold. So no cucks for us guys, and simp. We can't say simp.
Can't say
and,
simp.
We're at our whole diatribe on it.
Yeah, I know. It's like
those
are call this off now. Let's understand.
A lot of my choice words that I use on a regular basis. I would definitely be outlawed on YouTube. Beta Orbiter. Stuff like
it's like in the morning and like hit the gym, and I send these guys a list of things we can't say. It's a real weird relationship we have.
So that list is just metastasizing, right? It's like it's just growing and growing, right? It's like the gender,
every day.
It's like the gender thing.
Every day.
The kit just keeps.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's no.
We're just gonna. It's like how you build something with Legos and you get bored. You start attaching things to it before it's not even like a word. You're just making things up like simp. Really? What?
It's
okay.
Crazy, man. Yeah.
That one.
And you can't say you can't say Diddy and stuff probably now or something like that, or. I know there's certain.
We cut off right when he's.
There's certain like trigger words and stuff you can't say in certain classrooms. I saw the other day, like in school classrooms, you can't say.
He's got a ban already.
You can't say. What's that part?
This
again?
is awesome.
Yeah.
Did we
Ian,
is he back yet?
Let's not test the sensors.
Let's
not test the sensors.
Ian, you froze for about 10-15 seconds there.
Yeah, it's connected sometimes. All right.
Josh, when you're ready, when you've chosen the screens you want to go with, that's not too bad up there.
I like that. I actually like that a lot, Josh. Let's hang on to that one. I can whisper stuff into Hammer's ear, like tell him secrets like this, like I'm a schoolgirl. No,
final. We're saying goodbye to everybody, not you. If you could please hang out for a couple minutes. There's an upload. There's a file being created on your device that will upload whenever you're done. If you stuck around for a couple minutes, it could finish.
Cool.
So, Josh, walk us through going live and then take us live. What do we got to expect from you?
Yeah, so we are going to have an intro video that plays for 36 seconds. Unfortunately, the song that I had lined up for this episode did not work out, so we're going to go with a fairly generic one, which is not very exciting, but it will play for exactly 36 seconds. When that is up, we will be live and ready to go. And then, like Hammer mentioned, like Nathaniel mentioned, if you could stick around for a few minutes afterwards just to make sure those uploads happen, it makes those edits just that much better. And that's where we're at. We should be good.
Sounds good.
Send us live whenever you're ready.
All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to take us live now.
All right.
Don't touch your face.
1.
We have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have Ian Kane and Matt Taff, who are the producers of the upcoming cyberpunk thriller Emergence 2028. But before we get into that, let's first welcome them both to the show and get to know them a little. Hey guys, welcome to the show. So glad you can make it.
Appreciate you having us on and taking the time to.
Yeah, glad I found you guys on Instagram, where I initially found you. Of course, you're everywhere. YouTube. You have some websites. Dreamflight Entertainment. We're going to get into Emergence 2028, but I wanted to know a little bit about you guys first. So, Ian, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your history? Like, who are you?
Yeah, sure. I'm from San Francisco originally, and then I was I was a big geek growing up, playing a lot of tabletop role-playing games and stuff, and I was drawing my own comics, creating my own comic book universes and stuff, and then I kind of went to the military and kind of got bigger and stuff, and so I wasn't this frail beanpole anymore. But I was still an inner geek. I've always been the geek thing just never left. So I always say I'm I'm a manly coding with the inner geek because I just never loved the. But I really think that you know, I went in the military, stayed there for a while. I got out, did some private contracting, you know, a military private contractor, and so after that I was like, I just want to come home because I was going overseas. I was still going overseas for PMC work. So I just said I want to come home, and I came back to California. But I lived in New York for a little bit, and then I just came back here again. I love California. That's where I'm from, and I think I'm like the fourth generation Californian in my family.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's basically me in a nutshell. No exciting, you know, prison break stories or anything like that. It's just,
yeah, it was like a couple years in prison.
I tried to jump out of the window one time when I was, you know, my mommy didn't give me a Tootsie Roll. You know, nothing like that. It's just pretty.
No, that's fine. No, I get the background. Like Matt, so what about yourself? Where you come from, and how did you get to pre-entertainment you?
Me, yeah, I grew up in El Segundo. Just always want to get entertainment somehow, like creating, being part of something, you know, and just wanted to, you know, yeah, just be part of something. I've done about every job in Hollywood, kind of, in some way. And I met Ian, by the way. We met 10 years ago.
Yeah, almost 11 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 11 years.
That, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Sort of, I've been kind of going to different things. Okay, yeah. So like the short of it is, I went to like Kelsey Long Beach for writing, then marketing, and then I was like interning. You know, agent assistant, literary talent agent assistant. Then I was in reality TV while doing like transcribing, logging, and assistant editing. Then I go to editing. Then I go to the show called The Bates. It's a soap.
Yeah.
I ended up being a post producer or a producer over post. I won a daytime Emmy a couple years ago. And then, but then this whole time I've been kind of talking back and forth with Ian, and then finally we get something off the ground here. Ian's like, let's do this, you know, cyberpunk movie for real. We get together, you know, over the last couple of years, and we really got this going here, and it's great, you know. And we did a short together. We did a short together about 10 years ago. I was edited. I met Ian as editor initially, and I edited short films.
I basically was when I was in the military, I was creating skits, like, you know, comedy skits and stuff like that. That's what I did with my overseas pay. Is I got camera, you know, I got a camera, and you know, this was back in the standard def days, the old Canon XL, I think it was. Or something.
XL1S, I had one.
Oh yeah, okay, I had one of those. So
it was beautiful camera. Beautiful camera.
All right, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it was.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and then because I was inspired by the Wayans brothers, because those guys really kind of had nothing, and then they came up out of nowhere, and they were like maxing out, you know, credit cards to make "I'm Gonna Get You Sucker" and stuff. So when I got out, I got another camera, and I just started shooting on the streets of downtown. I was making a documentary about Hollywood and living in, you know, how people come here and stuff. This was back in like 2008, 2009. So I did this. One of my first films, official films, was a short film, horror film called The Visitor, and that was back in 2014. And that was one of Matt's first editing jobs. So
yeah, literally right out of that, we went back to editing school. Sorry, yeah, we went back to when editing school. Like the week later, I found Ian, and it was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we've been buddies, but you know, there was a gap because we kept in touch, but he was doing a lot of stuff, and I was doing a lot of stuff, and I was doing some film stuff, but I was writing books. I have a book series as well, sci-fi.
Yeah, I want to get into that.
So we finally, just like Matt said, we just recently, like 2.5 years ago, I came up with this. Well, it has to do with the book. This is my series, Fading Empires. So it's I don't know if you can see it, Twilight of the Colossus. And it's so this takes place in 2083. Sorry, my webcam sucks, but I knew.
No, we're gonna put pictures up of it in the edit as well. Yeah, and I should point out that book and links to it on Amazon can be found on DreamFlightEntertainment.com, right?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, and Ian Kane.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So I knew that I wanted to do something to do with the book and develop it into
Go
a
ahead.
film.
You're back.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. So I knew I wanted to do something with the book. Like I wanted to make something. I wanted to make some type of film with it, but I couldn't. I knew it would be way too much to do something. I was 2083, too far in the future, because I have a lot of super advanced stuff in Fading Empires. So I said, why don't I just dial it back 65 years in the past to 2028. It's an alternate reality, and that's how I started Emergence.
Yeah, let's not let it go totally in silence. I just want to. Oh, you're back. You're back. You're moving again.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if it's my thing or what.
All right.
No worries.
So
So you brought it closer to now. For realistically, filming reasons, it's harder to create a whole new world versus one that kind of looks like ours.
Precisely, and it was that was just the thing. That was just pure like a money thing, but also I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool to make something closer to our reality timeline, because it's something that almost could be kind of cautionary, like an alternate of where we could go if things kind of keep getting so crazy, So yeah.
Yeah, while Terminator touched on that spark moment of the cyberpunk life happening, or the world, even though it wasn't cyberpunk, it went post-apocalyptic. But very few cyberpunk authors or stories talk about the moments into. And I think the Babbage engine, I think it's one of Campbell's books. Anyway, I remember very few people concentrated on the moment, where our lives do kind of go into that. Where the worlds kind of collide. Like cyberpunk has always been 100 years down the road, but what about getting into that 100 years? What does that look like? And that's one of the things that drew me to this too.
Yeah, and I also, since this is an alternate reality, we have a lot of creative license to move around, but it's also combines elements of retrofuturism. So this is a world where, for instance, China took over Taiwan already, and so the microchip whole thing is so basically it's kind of late 80s and 90s technology. So for instance, you'll see Eric Roberts' character Luther, he prefers old school technology. So you'll see he has a phone with a cord on it, and you'll see some of the screens are black with green fonts. So you remember Alien, the first Alien?
Yeah.
So that's retrofuturism because it has this old 80s technology, I think VHS tapes and stuff, or 8-track tapes, but they're way in the future, So it combines elements.
I dig it.
Yeah, it combines. They have boombox. They have a boombox in there. So
that's one of my favorite things about Fallout. It's two things mashed together. It's retrofuturism from how they thought the future was going to look like, and I like that. Well, let's go with this. If we're gonna make a different world, let's make a different world.
That's exactly what. Because Matt and I went to see what was that at the Academy thing, Matt?
Yeah, we ended up going to the. Yeah, it's funny. We went to the screen, and Ian had never seen the really game or whatever, and I was like, Ian, look at this! Just a huge show. Fallout is kind of picked up on the retrofuturism vibes that we're going to Emergence, and he was like, well,
I know about the game, but I didn't know about the TV series.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So and I kind of knew about the retrofuturism stuff because I kind of. But seeing it in a TV series was kind of whoa, this is really interesting.
Yeah, they really make it.
So it's kind of the closest thing I think to Emergence 2028 out there, because there really isn't any other retrofuturism out there. It's mainly just straightforward sci-fi.
Maybe an occasional weird Star Trek episode. Data dressed up as a cowboy sort of thing.
Time travel. That's kind of more time travel, isn't it? Yeah.
We'd do a holodeck episode or something on. Yeah, something on.
First example,
no universe dedicated to it.
First example,
yours
and done good. I mean, Fallout's probably the first example done where people get it. So that's good though. There's been a precedent sort of people okay, I kind of get We put on the pitch deck actually. Similarities a little bit.
We're glad that Fallout is out there, so it puts retrofuturism.
In fact, I think it shows that it can work and people can enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not this super niche kind of thing anymore. It's something
Yeah.
that is commercially viable. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're definitely doing a different thing in a very different way from that.
Yes.
So
That's different though.
yeah,
Well,
so it's
I love like 80s and 90s movies a lot. So
sure.
it's kind of like a personal thing. I just wanted to. I just love like 80s, 90s movie, like To Live and Die
We
in
can talk
LA.
for hours.
Yeah, we all love.
Yeah,
we love
Michael
that.
Mann stuff, and so I was like, wow, I can make this world where I can. It's like a fantasy to me because it's like I combine the 80s and 90s with like future tech, you know. So it's
Yeah, one of my you paused
kind of
a
selfish.
very early guest that I absolutely had to have was Diane Franklin, who played the princess on Bill and Ted. She was the French girl in Better Off Dead. I had to talk to her, and I could get her, and that's
cool.
the kind of 80s nerd I am. I'm like, can I talk to her? I want her on the show. Like,
That's also why we went for some of the legacy casting with Bai Ling and Eric Roberts.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to go with some legacy casting because the fans are gonna know.
Yes.
You know, Roberts, Bai Ling.
Yeah, they're from the 80s.
yeah,
and
you
90s,
have
so
an
perfect.
incredible cast. Just going through some of the quick names, I had to write them down just because, like, the cast. I want to ask you how you got this cast first off, but Isaac Singleton as well.
Oh,
He's
great!
done
Yeah,
The
right.
Mandalorian and also the first Deadpool he was in.
Yeah, and
So
Pirates.
it's interesting how these guys they were in movies that are kind of coming back or they're popular.
Influenced you.
Oh yeah, definitely. They influenced me. I've always been an Eric Roberts fan. I always loved Bai Ling and all her stuff. I didn't really know too much about Isaac Singleton, but then I did a lot of research on him, of course. And Matt and I took him out to lunch back 2 years ago, and I was like, "Oh, Isaac Singleton." I was, "Oh wow, this guy's really got a presence, you know, this really huge guy." So we took him out to lunch. Yeah, we took him out to lunch in I think it was West Hollywood or Hollywood, but we met him, and he's this really gregarious guy, and very he's like a big teddy bear kind of, you know, and really smart guy. But we had a blast with him, and so he's like,
Nice.
"Yeah, I'll be on there." Yeah, so he
Just,
plays this. What's that?
I just gotta say these people are. We're sort of fortunate we had sort of a personal connection through things we worked on and stuff. You know, to sort of, or people we sort of knew to sort of.
Oh yeah.
Meet them, but then we had to do
Yeah.
just more of that. We had to like repeatedly talk to them a few times and such, and to get this going. We did not go through agents. Let me tell you, we did not even go through agents to get them. So
Just a really good elevator speech.
Very
right?
fortunate, very cool.
Well, it's really like Matt said, we met some of these folks through other people. Like we brought Paris Dillon on board. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
He plays one of the main characters. He's been a great guy. He's co-producer as well, co-director.
He's co-producer
and
co-director.
We went to a screening, one of his screenings for this horror film that he did a couple years ago, and then Eric Roberts and his wife Eliza were there, and so Matt and I were kind of kidding around, like, okay, you go for Eric, I'll go for Eliza, and let's chat them up and see if we can make this work. And they liked our pitches, and so it worked out.
Eric goes. People. Yeah. Eric goes, I want to play a bad guy. He just goes, I want to play a bad guy. That was his little request, and it's like perfect. Yeah. That's what we saw you as, bad guy.
Exactly.
Seems like a done deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like the fact and that's something we had to do with this show, and I don't want to bring it. The show's about you right now, but we had to do that. Like, to reach out to you, you have to have the guts to go and do it. Do you believe in what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you can go ahead and ask people, because you're not out to embarrass yourself or them. I think good people will come to you and say yes if they can. I understand there's people literally every hour that they're awake, they can make money. They don't need to, involve me in their life. Mm-hmm. But like, you can make these connections just by asking and being a good person, and expecting the same in return. So
closed mouths don't get fed.
There's someone we won't name, but we were a fan of theirs, and we kind of had a connection. We asked them if they wanted to do it, and another legacy person, and they were interested at first, but they passed, and we got over it. It's okay, but but you just gotta have the balls to go out there.
You just have to. You don't stop. Like, you keep going, and when you believe in yourself, and you believe in what you're doing, you believe in with your project, you're basically indestructible. You fall down 99 times, you get up 100, and so I'm sure you're kind of the same way. It sounds like it. And
right now, I freely admit to anybody who asks, we don't have a lot of viewers. We will.
Yeah.
We're talking to the right people. We're doing the right things, and I think that you keep putting it out there and you keep fighting for it. It will come. You learn a little at every interview. I learn something new. Every day that you're doing this movie, you're learning something new.
Oh yeah.
Every contact you make, you meet somebody new, and that's what we're doing. And I love it. I actually do love the learning process of doing it as well.
Well, I'm glad we're going to be like in the. Sorry, my camera's.
It fits with the rain theme of our background, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole vibe's together, man. I would not worry about that.
I keep glitching out like I'm in a cyberpunk scene. Like
totally
glitching a little bit. So this
people are gonna think we did this on purpose. It's a
yeah, exactly. It's oh man, you got a cool filter. What's he doing with that filter on there?
Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it.
And
Speaking of vision and how things tie together, I have to ask this question because I have both of you, and it's been bugging me. I've talked to people all throughout production, and I'm still not quite sure the difference between executive producer and producer. That's the first thing, and the second one. Let's start with the second one. When an editor, Matt, you're an Emmy-winning editor. When you have a vision for how the film or the project should look, and the director doesn't have the same vision, who wins that battle? Or how do you come to an agreement? Because you have the experience and the award to prove that you know what you're doing. But if you're like, we need to make that a couple seconds shorter, and the director's like, no.
Well, there's a few things I should clear up.
First
off, the award. Well, I gotta say the award I won was for post producing, not really editing.
Okay, I thought it was editing. I apologize.
Okay, that's okay. The second thing is I'm a co-editor. We had another editor also on the film, Adam Jones. So we split that, and he actually did a lot of the editing, probably a little more than me actually. So I gotta admit that. I mean,
sure, absolutely, yeah.
So he was actually a little more of the editor, but it's Ian's vision. It's Ian's vision. Yeah. It's just
yeah, that's pretty much.
I don't push back again. Well, usually me and Ian will agree anyway about the visual stuff. Anyway, there hasn't been like a fight anyway.
No, I'm not looking for fight stuff. I'm just like, how do you get to that settlement sometimes? If you're like, I think it needs to be shorter, because even on this show, sometimes we're editing, even the intro sometimes like that's too long, and Josh is like, I like it. I want to get that message through. So I'm curious about like in a more formalized, not necessarily even this movie.
Honestly, there hasn't been that many fights about the content. I think there's been a few things I mentioned, Ian, and we'll talk about. Maybe we could try that. Right, Ian?
Matt kind of makes he'll make a suggestion or something like, oh maybe it'd be cool
stuff like
to
that.
Maybe cut a little sooner, and then we can show the disco ball or something, and then I'll be like, okay, cool, because I know he's got a lot of experience doing stuff, so we never really have an adversarial relationship.
Usually I'll kind of do. You kind of trust the editor actually, because he knows I'm an awesome editor and everything, and then we also have notes from we also let Paris. Paris is a co-producer, co-director. He throws in some notes too.
And we're gonna pass around we'll post a doc, and we'll have like, everyone can kind of look at it. Yeah, I'm a pretty collaborative type of guy, so I like to talk to I like, even with the actors and stuff, I'll like Anthony Preston, one of our great actors, he's a soap actor, he's a big soap actor. He was in he's Days of Our Lives, all these but he's a great actor, and he's like, hey Ian, we were on set back in February, we had like 80 people, cast and crew on this during this nightclub scene, and he goes, hey Ian, can I noticed that part of the script. He said, "Do you mind if I kind of ad-lib a little bit? Because I saw something." I said, "Okay, yeah, let's go for it." So we did a take. We did a take with that, and I thought it was better. It was better than I wrote. So I said, "Okay, let's go with that."
That's really
cool. And we did it. Same thing with Bai-Ling.
Bai-Ling.
We had a little disagreement about a scene, but then I was like, this lady has like 40-something years of experience acting, so she knows, which is, I took my ego out of it. And I said, okay, let's try your thing. So we tried it where she walks up to this, she walks up all sexy, sauntering up with some drinks, and I said, wow,
which she can do
good, and she's, hey guys, you want these drinks? There's poison drinks. She's trying to poison the good guys. And she said, oh yeah, boys, she's seducing him. So it worked out, and I said, man, you were right, Pi. I never am afraid to admit when I learn something new that,
that's awesome. Yeah.
somebody kind of one up to me. It's like, okay, I learned right there.
Because it's like, sometimes the big actors are kind of afraid to give them too much because they might not want to do it. We're also thinking because, but like she actually wanted to, she kind of like, hey, maybe I can do some more. Okay. you know?
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it's add a lot to the scene, and it was kind of cool. Yeah. So
and Bai and I kind of hit it off instantly. Like we just had like
it
she's super
like
creative, and I'm very creative. So we just were like talking back and forth for a while. I was like, okay, we got to make a movie here.
Let's do it. Yeah. Hey, before we get into the specifics about Emergence 2028, I just wanted to mention anybody watching on YouTube, on Twitch, please enter your questions. We're taking questions. We can get them up on the screen and have them asked. Join in. Let us know if you're watching this later on. You can type them into chat, and I'm sure we can get them off to Ian and Matt as well. But yeah, join in the chat right now. This is live, so you can join in and let us know what your questions are. So I did want to...
Is that you?
Well,
sorry. No, nothing. Josh was just nothing.
Okay.
I will say though, I've been on another show. I've been on other shows where the director will be like, "Your idea is kind of really stupid." Blah blah. Like Ian's never done that. So
no, I didn't.
Let me tell you, like Ian's awesome to work with. Yeah.
No, I absolutely believe that. I was just wondering, like, not this movie in particular, but like another set, like, or another production that you're working on. Like, hey, I want this, and you're like, I don't know, my name's on
also,
this.
I know the editor just not to even bring that up because the director doesn't like that anyway. Like, I'm learning from other shows I worked on, they don't like, they're not gonna like you bringing up stuff like, hey, I want to do this way because so I've learned to just chill on that anyway.
Okay,
that's what you should do as an editor, really, anyway.
Yeah, I think it is because I am committed to my vision, so I think it's kind of a balancing act because you don't want to take too much in because then it kind of makes your vision fuzzier, but you kind of pick and choose what you are willing to kind of incorporate and what you don't want to, and it has nothing to do with being snobby with anybody. I'm totally unpretentious.
No.
But I'm just saying in general, it's really an artistic and creative thing. I just want to see if that fits. Cool. If not, it has nothing to do with whether I like somebody or not. It's just has to do with my vision, and it fits. Cool. That's
I mean, as a good editor, you should maybe like say, "Oh, what do we think of this?" Not be like, "No, my idea is way better." Don't do like that. Just like, what do you think? Maybe this. Maybe ask one. Stuff like that. If you have a really strong thought or something, and so anyways.
I just had a question lined up and it left my head. I apologize.
Sorry.
It'll come back around.
That's fine. We wanted to get back to the Emergence 2028 universe. What are some of the rules that you have in this universe? Like what is, like if you created a sci-fi universe, we don't have transporters. Ships don't go fast and light. What are the rules in the universe later on and the movie right now, which is closer to our time, but what are some of the things that make this universe that universe for you?
Well, I only heard about half of that because it kind of broke up.
Apologies. What are the rules of your universe? Like, what things are facts in your universe, and what can you do? Like, one example would be like in like a Marvel universe, somebody can die and come back.
Right.
Do you have like hard and fast rules in your universe? Like, there is no life-saving technology. If you get your head shot off, we're not cloning you and bringing you back. That level of
it's not that advanced. Having said that, I do have these kind of some nefarious, some kind of murky biotech mega firms. I call them mega firms in my universe instead of megacorps, but kind of the same these big consortiums of private public consortiums.
We'll just call them Google.
Yeah, there you go. Instaband, man, that's it. So, it's just like, so basically it's these, part of the storyline has to do with this sinister kind of biotech firm. There's a couple of them, but this main one. And so we're going to kind of go into, we can kind of branch into the horror, like the genetic horror kind of stuff as well. Like Resident Evil, that kind of stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
people can get, people are getting augments and stuff like that, but it's just kind of beginning in this world. There's also cybernetics, although it's kind of on a very basic level now. So if people get their a limb blown off or something, they can get a cybernetic replacement. Not so much like eyes and stuff yet. It's still kind of basic, but simple limbs and stuff like that. Simple limbs. And then this isn't really, so this is kind of like this is lower on the tech spectrum as far as like cyberpunk. Like people are just discovering like anti-gravity, so there's a limited amount of flying cars flying around, flying vehicles.
Yeah, it's not
ubiquitous yet. Like you don't have like Coruscant where there's streams of ships running around. It's just it's limited to the super wealthy, of the elites. So that's pretty much where we're at. There's no phasers, of course, obviously, no teleportation. There's some basic cloaking devices, so they're getting those on the market for law enforcement and military mainly, and criminals that can afford them. So yeah, it's just I'm so geeky. I made a whole lore document.
That's why I was asking.
I can send you some of it. It's just like there's like 10 pages of stuff where I have like the different districts in this alternate Los Angeles. Like I have these, certain neighborhoods have districts. I have these places called dark wards, which are these restricted zones that surround most of Los Angeles, and they're barricaded off so people can't go into them because they have various hazards and stuff. So yeah, it's
we're close to that now too. Yeah.
Can I just jump in real quick and just say, Ian, what you're describing is a video game too. Right?
Yeah. I want to do it.
You are literally. I mean, we were.
People have said that. People said that to us. Like this is like a fucking video game. But like,
right, Matt? Like people are right. Like 100%.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm sorry, Nathaniel. I'm not trying to tread on.
No, you have another question here, and I know what it is.
My nerd is gonna like explode in about 5 seconds. You have Isaac too. You have Biling, a legend.
My Steam buddy.
Like voice actors out the wazoo, and you're like, yeah, we have invisible walls that block you until you level up to, let's say, an elite level, and then you can surpass it once you. And I'm just like, yeah, let's get into this. Like, clearly, this is like the next step.
He wants to do a video game. Actually, he wants to do a video game.
Yeah, I designed a video game design document already for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally
beautiful.
Take investors for that too.
Yeah, I'm just at the point to where I've done the doc, but I'm gonna, because I'm a type of person. I don't know if you guys are too. You probably, some of you are, but
even if I'm not, I'm gonna act like it just to keep going. Yes, I totally am. Yes, let's go.
I'm a type of person like
I'll be honest.
My imagination is so crazy that I'll get onto these tangents. Like I'll get onto, okay, I want to do a video game. Okay, then I want to keep this movie going, but then I want to get my book stuff. And Matt actually was one of the guys who told me, yeah, you kind of focus, and I was like, yeah, I gotta kind of,
Matt gotta focus on the movie.
I gotta just shelve this other stuff, shelve this and shelve that, and I gotta focus on the movie, man. Yeah, to make everything else happen. So,
but Zaz had a question earlier before you got on that now, like, I think totally plays in about the cast.
Oh, the cast, like, so yeah, you have like very talented VA actors on your on your staff or whatever you want to call it. Or in the cast. Isaac, I mean, he's absolutely amazing if you just go through, and it's like, and you're already building a universe, right? Clearly with the books, and to have these like reoccurring characters, like in doing some VA work on, like, even if it's an RPG on paper, I don't care. I will buy it. We will play it. Josh, you're wearing a dress, so I can laugh at you. But like, these are things that, like, they would all intertwine together, and just you're building a universe, man. And it's like, I know you already know that, and I'm an idiot, but like at the same time, I'm just like, I'm all in. Like, I'm just hearing this, like,
cool, man.
Reading the Eric Roberts. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, no, I want to hear your ideas too, further as well. Yeah. And but yeah, you're right. These guys are, all of these guys are, or a lot of these guys are talented voice actors. So yeah, if I do make I know I'll make a game eventually. Maybe I can have their characters. The thing is, I just have to, because I have to with all of these these things, you have to be, you get lawyers involved. And you have to make sure everything's airtight. And,
right.
Because I want to always treat people fairly. I don't ever want to.
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
It's taken a while for me to. Matt and I made it a point to really cultivate our reputations to be people who are stand-up guys. Because there's, and so when we meet other people that are like us, like-minded, we just we like to surround ourselves with like-minded people because it's kind of rare.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So anyway, back to your point, I kind of went off on a tangent, but yeah, with the video game stuff, you also have to kind of treat everyone fairly, make sure they get their cut of whatever profits and stuff. But yeah, definitely want to do it, and there are natural voice actors there that can do video game characters for sure. If that's
they don't ever, you already know them, you got them, you know what they've established a character even.
Yeah, exactly.
Even with the artwork to was it Twilight of the Colossus? I mean, just like the cover, everything is just like.
Oh yeah.
It seems like a memorable. If I see that when I see this movie, and if everybody's deleted that I just mentioned, I'm going to feel real bad. I'll be like, Isaac can just narrate the prologue. I don't know, but I'm just saying, it's everything about this universe. Just from what you're describing is alive, and it just screams like. It wants to be lived in, so,
nice.
yeah.
Thanks, man.
Ever since I met Ian, I knew he had an amazing vision, even when we were doing the short horror movies. Those had a gigantic universe. Look, we had a short film that was just one after the whole movie, and Ian has a gigantic backstory for the whole universe. I'm like, this is nuts. That's great.
I kind of went overboard, with the horror.
People are like, wait, there's what? It's just funny. It's just a whole backstory of the universe.
Yeah,
what's the character's motivation? Well, in 1736, a ship ran aground on an island.
No, actually, for the horror, my Fathoms of Ecobek, it's a Native American themed horror franchise I was developing. We were going to do that right before Emergence started kind of blowing up.
Instead, but
we're both horror nerds too, and so I made this whole alternative history for this area called Ebenwood, which is up by the Sierra Nevada mountains, where this Native American tribe kind of got involved with some dark stuff. Anyway, long story short, so I made this whole historical chronological thing of when the settlers came out and when they first interacted with the Native Americans and traded with them and this other tribe. And so I have this whole breakdown chronologically, and then I go into more detail with the characters and the back. So I just kind of geek out, man. I don't know. I'll just keep making these full background, and I believe that definitely has to do with playing role-playing games when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And drawing these comic books and my mother reading to me when I was a kid. She was reading me weird fiction.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
She was reading me weird fiction all the time. So Edgar Allan Poe, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, H.P. Lovecraft.
Nothing gets you think more than that.
Yeah, man. So my brain was
I wanted to touch on the role-playing thing because I'm a cyberpunk fan from teenage years, starting with William Gibson, Bruce Sterling, Neil Stephenson, Richard Morgan. Read them, got involved, did all that stuff. But one thing that really cemented me in cyberpunk was the tabletop role-playing game Shadowrun. Did you play? I know you mentioned you played RPGs. Did you ever get a chance to play that? Or
I did not. That's one. I probably had over 100 role-playing games at tabletop role-playings at one point, but I never tried Shadowrun. A friend of mine was like, "Oh man, he liked the video game. He said it was really good."
I will be honest with you, the tabletop version of that game wasn't all that fun because you had to have some person who was great in the cyber world, the Matrix or whatever they'd call it. And if you were that guy, you had one thing to do per mission usually. And while he did that, everybody else did nothing. So the play was uneven, but the artwork, the stories, the universe, everything about it was fantastic, except actually playing the game, at least for me. But yeah, like you, I played a lot. I played Traveler, like I think you said earlier before we got online.
The
I love Traveler.
Man, the D6s.
I love Traveler was great. And did you ever play Paranoia? Because that played in really well with the cyberpunk world. Paranoia was where every player also had to kill one of the players they were playing with without letting them know that they were a hired assassin, while trying to escape a complex with a computer trying to kill them. It was the most psychologically messed up game. I'd like to see, but anyway, I bring that up because I was just curious if that was any of your influence or if any of the authors I mentioned were some of your favorites growing up that you this is the universe I wanted to build out. Or not that copy, obviously, but that feeling of what the world's going to be like.
I think for me it was because I wasn't really influenced by any cyberpunk novels like Gibson. I never read his stuff. I purposely didn't read his
Good.
stuff just because I didn't want to be influenced by it. If that makes any sense. Like
You can't read it now. No, you can't read it now.
But I mean, I guess in a way I have, because I saw Johnny Mnemonic. I've seen Matrix, which is kind of based on his stuff. So I mean, there's nothing really new under the sun. These are kind of tales that are being told over and over. It's just that you're making it more unique. Hopefully somebody's making something that's unique. They're telling a tale in a unique way.
Yeah, sure.
But I think mainly it was going back to my mother, when she was reading to me as a little kid, and then these stories, like I mentioned, these authors, just because back then it was weird fiction, so it was before you had all these cute little categories like horror and fantasy. It was just
fiction. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was an amalgam of all of these, and so it was kind of like limitless. So you can just kind of do anything because it combined, horror, fantasy, sci-fi, adventure, whatever, romance, and so that really influenced me. And then the tabletop role-playing games, big time. That was like just taken off with my imagination and building my own worlds.
I had dreams in role-playing worlds. Like I would go to sleep and still have dreams about my character. And
oh yeah, nice. Did you wake up next to?
I know that feeling.
Next to your character sheet, you're like, oh yeah, I got.
I've had sheet on my face.
Wait, hold on.
Like,
did you ever cheat on your rolls on your
no
ability rolls? Okay. You can tell me if you did.
I did have a DM.
It's all right, man.
I did have a DM that would pretty much do whatever I wanted. Like later on, I was like, I want this. He's like, all right, you're immune to all poisons. I'm like, cool.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't write it myself. I had to have somebody else say that I had it.
Did you ever play Champions back in the day?
No, I had friends who absolutely loved it. I'd be surprised if Dan or Zaz here has not.
Did you guys ever play Champions? That was one of the ones I love. The superhero role playing game.
Is that PC?
No, wait. We haven't played that, Josh?
Yeah, no. Superhero.
Not the tabletop, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We played the MMO they did.
Now the MMO, yeah.
Now they have the GURPS system, generic universal role playing.
I guess I just
pretty cool too.
I just was a big comic book fan, and video game fan growing. I tried D&D once, I didn't get it.
We're speaking Martian to Matt, man.
I might be a little younger than you guys. I just played video games and read comics a lot when I was growing up.
No, Matt, you and I are on the same level. These guys got me into it, and last time Josh was the DM, he made me kill my dog, and I still will not forgive you, you piece of shit. So, yeah.
No, listen, I was comics and video games as well, but we came into the tabletop stuff more recently. It's fun. One more edition, all the fun stuff.
Especially the cyberpunk ones.
Role-playing games are really big right now, actually.
Cyberpunk ones sound
role-playing games are still really catching on. I think when they started showing it more mainstream, which is kind of a mixed blessing, right? It's like you don't want it to go too mainstream because then it kind of loses its it's a geek appeal. So like when Vin Diesel and all those guys started playing it, it became popular, but we didn't want it to sell out. We wanted to still be kind of underground and
right.
So,
but still, I do want to play around with Joe Manganiello. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah, I'm actually planning I've written out a thing for a tabletop role-playing game for Fading Empires as well. That's going to be later on, though, because that's a little harder to get an audience for tabletop games. Yeah, I talked to a lot of guys.
This is too cool.
I will tell you this.
I've talked to a lot of people who...
You have...
Sorry, go ahead.
You have a beta live stream group here if you want to involve us or have us do it with you.
Man, yeah.
We have streamed playing tabletop before.
Yeah.
What system did we use that the author told us to stop?
It was the
Monster of the Week.
Monster of the Week system. Yeah.
Yeah, the creator of Monster of the Week told us cease and desist.
He asked us to not involve his name.
Let's not talk about that.
We'll play live. Zoom and stuff. You just use Zoom, or what kind of system do you use?
At that time, we were using Google Meet and OBS, and we didn't have StreamYard yet, so it was just a cluster.
Discord,
it was an absolute cluster. This is great, though. This whole system.
StreamYard makes this so much easier. But we're here if you want a beta, if you want to do a promotion with us streaming it live as it goes, whatever you want to do.
Sure, yeah.
You've met Relationshipsmith people and Nerd Geek role players.
Nerds. Nice. Yes.
We're in, and whatever you want.
we love meeting fellow creatives and geeks like us. Cool. So we're just
even
what's that?
Even better if Matt's in too, since he's not a big tabletop guy.
We can teach you. We can show you the ropes.
Right here. All right.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Hey, listen, you have the right people.
Vampires Tabletop,
Role playing is fun, absolutely about the people you're with. If you have a good group of people and a good DM, it's the best night of your life.
Okay.
Yeah, and cool. what's great about, and I'm sure you guys will probably agree, but video games are great. I'm a video game nut, but there's something about tabletop role-playing games because the human mind is so vastly superior to any kind of compartmentalization of a video game that you can. It's just like you're telling stories and you're engaging your imagination more. You can do more stuff, right? It's almost unlimited what you can do with your character and So tabletop role-playing games are like superior in every way for me. Like it's just. That's kind of like one of the hardest things I think to make because you really have to have an IP that is already really has a rabid fan base and stuff. So that's kind of like one of the things on the last horizon for me. First kind of do the films, of course, and then we got a comic book thing that we're probably going to do. Yeah, if you go on Emergence right now, Emergence 2028, Emergence Series 2028.com, a pop-up will pop up, and it's
what they do.
It's a preview comic that we did. It's an 8-page preview comic, and it's a prologue kind of, or it's like a couple years before 2028, and it shows like some of the characters how they develop and stuff. So we'll probably build it into maybe like a 6-issue miniseries.
Now you said you illustrate. Did you illustrate this? You the artist?
No, actually, well, I didn't do the interior art. I did the cover pencils. So I did the sketching. I just don't have time to do. I have a pen tablet.
That's what I was wondering. Like, do you sleep?
No, I can do that. I don't have time to do the pen tablet, like the digital art. It's just way too time consuming and involving.
Sure.
So I just sketched it, and then I hired a guy off of Fiverr.
He was checking it hard. He was sending it back to him. I want it like this. I want those lines like that. Believe me.
Can I tell you something that we did on Fiverr that was completely? It's not about your thing. I had this brilliant idea to hire people from Fiverr to do whatever they wanted to do, and what we came up with is we hired somebody to write a script to a 5-minute to be animated for YouTube movie. None of us read it. I had a friend verify that they wrote it and it fit the criteria, which was 2 actors, 1 male, 1 female, whatever you want. 5 minutes. And it has to be YouTube friendly. He verified that person did it. We then took it and we hired voice actors to do the male and the female. We did not verify their work. My friend verified it was done. No issue of quality. We then sent it off to somebody to animate it and put it together and write it music and Foley it. And then we watched it live after everything we paid for without verifying or giving any direction. And it was actually pretty good.
Oh, it's good. Turned out good. Oh, nice. I was waiting for some kind of horror story.
No, it worked out. Like it was the voice acting was great. The Foley was excellent. Like the animation was what we paid for. Let's be fair. Yeah. We gave $150 and we got $150 worth of animation.
We were thinking about doing an animated thing for Emergence.
Yeah, an animate
The
style.
best way to do it. How'd you animate it? We're trying to figure out the best way to do it.
It looked like it wasn't Flash, but it looked like Flash animation.
Yeah.
It was what it was. There were large objects that were I don't know. I wouldn't say it was. Yeah, it was good, but it wasn't what it was what I expected for the money. But if you pay it, there are really good people on Fiverr too. So yeah.
Definitely.
Not to knock the person who did our film. They gave us the amount of work we paid for. Yeah. So it's fair.
Yeah, no. Fiverr's a great platform for getting inexpensive, and then you're helping people in different countries. Because your dollar goes a lot farther. I always give them a nice tip and everything because you never know what people's.
The person we chose at random, besides giving everybody a nice tip, the person we chose at random, we became their first professional writing credit. They get to say that they are a published writer, like that level of like we helped, like it's nothing really, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, same thing here.
Like they sold their first story.
I find out what their tag is or what, or their IG or whatever, and I'll just give them credit, and then I'll see them like reposting some of the work. It's like, oh wow, so it's really cool to help them out too,
Yeah, I did want to ask you about that. That's in my question sheet. So as you build this universe,
emotions, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah,
as you both build this universe, with the intent of it being multimedia and multi-format, whatever feels good for the story you want to tell. How do you feel about fans jumping into your universe and writing their own stories or making their own fan films? Like Star Trek has some. I watched one the other night, a really great fan film that's not authorized at all. But how do you guys feel about that?
I think it's okay. I mean, I saw this one the other day. It was check this out, man. I think it's just badass. It's this guy did Guile from Street Fighter 2.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And he did Guile against Bucky, the Winter Soldier. Oh. And it's this fight scene, and it's like 25, 30 minutes, and it's just like so good, man. And I'm sure this guy didn't have permission to do this, but he's got like millions of likes or something. And then he has another one of Superman going against Battle World Hulk or whatever, like, and just.
I think I saw that one.
Did you see that one?
I think I did. It sounds really familiar. And then he has it's one of those things you're like, who put money into this? And thank you, first off.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to make a dime off this, but wow.
Yeah,
such great work.
Did that, and it was cool. I prefer if they contacted me, so maybe we can work together. But if they did it and it looks good, I mean, it's just free marketing for me. So I'm not.
That sounds real familiar.
That's cool. Yeah, I like fan films. I'm a big horror fan too, especially the '80s slashers and all that. I used to watch. Freddy Jason fan films like a lot and stuff.
Did you happen to see?
Without films coming out, what do you watch? Especially without those films coming out, what do you watch? Fan films. Yeah.
Fan films are
so kind of a promo.
Franchises aren't good things. But go ahead. Sorry.
What did
This is kind of a promo here. We just interviewed Chris Nash, who wrote and directed the movie In a Violent Nature. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I want to see that. Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
Please go see it. If you the movies you just mentioned, almost guarantee me that you're going to love this movie. And he follows
a slasher following a slasher following us. One of the described. Yes.
He's basically following Jason.
Yeah, following Jason, but like for the POVs from behind Jason killing people.
What's it called again?
In a Violent Nature.
In a Violent Nature. Okay. It's one of the hottest right now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was world changing to me. So I had to get him, and Chris Nash, the writer director, agreed to show up on our show. We should have it's live. If you watch our live stream of this, it'll be edited up and live soon too.
That sounds like an original concept too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy. In fact, like as an up and coming director, all these, I think you guys would get along too.
Cool. Yeah.
So reach out. Yeah, love to reach out to
the guy.
By the way, there's a guy named Spider that just did a movie Down Below. He actually contacted us. It just came out like yesterday. Down Below has Biling, Eric Robertson too, but it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. The guy's cool. Like we were talking and stuff. He's a great guy. You want to check it out. It was put up by Gravitas. It's on streaming. It's kind of like an artsy, kind of like a Lost Highway sort of film, but it's like a weird horror film.
Yeah, I mean we're always down to collab, meet people and talk to other filmmakers.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Like we're just regular guys pretty much and kind of geeky, but we don't put on any airs or anything. And if there's
absolutely not.
If there's like, hey, maybe we can collaborate in the future or something, cool. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we can support you, go to your screener or something, then hey, let's do it, man. We're always down to help out other people, and that's how you build a community, so
I agree. And that's the one thing we've been learning here, like just talking to you guys, like there are people out there that actually care about the world, the community, and putting good stuff out and helping each other. I've always been open to help. We right out of high school level to find out what their drive is and if they're going to follow. I want to follow up in a year or 2 years to see, did you do it? Yeah. And I think at least 2 of them are going to go the whole way, like that level of thing. But it's nice to give them that bonus. Finding somebody new, doing something new. Yeah. I love it. I also love the fact, by the way, before we go, you guys kind of met on both of your first projects, right? And you're still here 10 years later.
Yeah, well, I was already doing film stuff before that, since I've been doing, just officially, but I've kind of been doing. I was doing documentary.
Yeah, I was too actually. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was like you both like.
Oh no, it was one of Matt's first film editing jobs. That's what I hired it. But before that, I was already doing film stuff. And
okay.
Matt was one of his first editing jobs. So I've been doing film stuff longer than him. Yeah. But it was cool, and then we got along, and then we kind of met other people. Like we just met. Talk about team building and stuff. We met David Mitch Parks, who's our. This has got a crazy tale.
We should mention
Mitch
Parks.
It's real kind of short, but I put an ad for perspective. Put an ad out on Craigslist for investors looking for investors. Probably a dumb idea. But
every idea, it's only dumb when it doesn't work.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty dumb then because it didn't work. So, but I did. Mitch Park responded, and he was asking me some questions about something, and then he looked at the link and he said, "Oh, Emergence." He said, "Oh, my buddy's on there, Paris." I said, "Oh, you know Paris?" So Mitch became our DP, and he's just a really nice guy, real genuine guy. He has Apothecary Entertainment, by the way, if you want to check his site out, Apothecary Entertainment.
Okay.
And he's also a guy who's coming from the corporate world, but now he's doing more kind of his own stuff, So he's got his own gear truck. He saved up he's a real smart guy, saved up all his gear and stuff. And then we met another a young lady, Bauer. I'm blanking on her name. Leanne Bauer, yeah. And she's really good with like contracts and stuff. So it's like we're like-minded, She's another really genuinely nice person. So we're just kind of meeting all these people who are kind of we're meeting our tribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're doing a documentary also. We should mention.
We're
doing a documentary.
Go ahead, Matt.
About the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a little bit of that. Can you tell me more about that? Like you're describing like from the idea to getting it made the whole way in the documentary.
Yeah. Well, I saw this. Matt knows about it. So I saw this documentary. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, called Overnight. It was in It was either 1999 or 2000. There was this guy named Troy Duffy, and he was a musician and also a film director, filmmaker, and he and his buddies had this script, this really hot script, which was Boondock Saints. So he got with Miramax. He got greenlit by Miramax with Harvey Weinstein. And so they just took off overnight. They were all over the place, and they even got to do the cover song because they were musicians. They're band, so they just were like overnight blew up, and then they fell off. Like a bunch of things happened where they ran afoul of some folks and kind of disintegrated. But he still made the movie and everything for a lot less. But I admired his kind of gumption and everything. So this is kind of like this is like a more positive tale of that with a better outcome, hopefully, So we're just doing this documentary on the making of this film. Yeah.
Because like we literally started with three people, like me, Ian, me, and Jeremy, our camera operator. We went down to the alleyway of like Cesar Chavez Street, basically in LA.
We went to the. So it was 2.5 years ago, I had a script, and I told Matt about it. Matt was down with it. So we said, okay, we need a camera guy. So we got Matt's buddy Jeremy, who became my friend. And so we went down and we said, okay, we got a location scout for this gun buying scene, And so he went down under the First Street Bridge. And I don't know if you know anything about LA, but it's a pretty dicey area under the First Street Bridge.
I don't know anything. So, I'll stay away.
It was raining. It was raining. It was too It was raining.
And so we had these cops kind of like circling us, and then we had like homeless people like, bothering us. So it's like, I think we got to get out of here, man. And then we found out we had to have permits and stuff that were really expensive. So,
right.
But from there, we just kept making mistakes and learning from them, and that's how we kind of did it.
I would love to see something that talks like about how you I have a script, now what? And to walk everybody, if nothing else, a learning tool.
Right. Because we want to inspire other people. Yeah.
Virtual, how you really can without going
to film school or anything like that.
Without film school, you you can make this happen. You can make this happen with
right.
just a few people and just inspiration and everything. And
as long as you have something
together and film something exciting and amazing.
As long as you have something unique to offer and you believe in yourself and your product, you can make it happen. And like I said, it's starting with 3 people 2.5 years ago, knowing nobody, having nothing, and then seeing how
that's
that
a hell
develops.
of a story.
And we're not saying we're all that. We're just saying, hey, we want to use this as a tool for other people to see, motivate or inspire other people to if they're thinking about it, to go for it. You can do it.
Hey, whenever you're ready with it, one of our partners is Typhoon On Demand, and they stream exclusively independent movies and productions like that. So let me know. I'll get you the contact info. I like Typhoon On Demand. Really high quality video as well. We actually started another thing with them where we rate and review the movies. We watch a movie and then we just do a quick review on it.
Oh, cool!
And we've seen some really good movies on there too. What was the latest one? Was the one with a dryer? Do you guys remember the name of that?
Wormhole.
Watch Wormhole on Typhoon On Demand. Just watch it.
So they had a wormhole inside the dryer. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Like a portal.
And I'm not telling you more. I'm not telling you more.
I can already.
It's 15 minutes. Is it like 15 minutes?
It's so short, and that was the concern when we did it. We're like, no one's gonna watch it for 13 minutes, but it turned out to be an hour and a half conversation about this short that they did. That we're like, I didn't know what to think of it because it looked like it was gonna be wacky.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was funny, legitimately funny, but it was it actually had a story with it. They put a lot in 13 minutes, and it was just it was a lot of fun.
But I wanted to bring up Typhoon because if anywhere else, I believe that documentary belongs there.
So the documentary,
it's like an artist nexus.
We're trying to
a lot of independent artists meet on there.
We're trying to do the documentary kind of raise interest for the movie. So I know we talked about this. We filmed 45 minutes of the movie so far, and raise money.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. And what's your timeline look like going forward, and what can people expect? I wanted to end up on that, and let's go positive.
So I first started. I got a side contract for micro episodic. So because originally I wanted to do a TV series, and then people were like, no, you should. Industry insiders were like, no, you should do it as a film, and then it's easier to sell. So that's what we're changing it into a film. But I shot it episodically, so we have the first 45 minutes in the can now. It's edited and everything. So now we're looking for finishing funds for the large third act, which is mainly going to be a lot of action sequences and stuff. So it's going to be a little more expensive, but it's
sure.
So now we're seeking finishing funds in the film business, called finishing funds. But we're confident. We're shopping it right. We just started shopping it. We just completed the film mid-August and had a successful preview screening. Lane came down, Eric, everyone came down basically to support us.
Yeah, the multiplex Look Cinemas. We had the red carpet.
Cinemas in Glendale. It was great.
Photographer.
Better than we thought it would be. Red carpet, everything. So so we're just growing and staying humble. But sure, definitely let us know the information and stuff. Yeah, sure, check it out.
And they're good people. They're like you say the tribe and the people that you like working with. They're like that. Cool. They are absolutely 100%. Let's do the right thing with the right people.
Yeah.
We worked on a project with them, streaming a movie with an actor who was in the movie, and we actually had somebody join us mid live stream, and they helped us make this happen. It was a really cool thing. So,
nice.
It was an interesting thing.
Do you guys review movies? Do you review movies? You watch them during your show and then you talk about them afterwards? Is that your format?
It's a whole other show. It's just us doing something else where we'll watch a movie sometimes together, and sometimes we just watch it and we get together and do the recording. And then we do a 10 or 15. We're trying to give people reasons to watch this movie. It's our number one thing, to be positive about it. Yeah. If we don't like it, we don't like it. But we also want to point out why they made it, because people put a lot of time and effort and love into making something, and we're not there to trash anything. Yeah. But so we'll go and watch it and say, hey, if you like these things, if you're looking for a movie like this is what you should watch. it's just a little fun thing we get to do and a reason for us to get together and watch movies.
And sometimes you hang out with Tanya Meme, and she gets to watch the movie with you. She was in the movie, and then the people who are also in the movie show up in the audience and join you as well. It was a wild night.
Oh, nice.
It's a link. Yeah, sounds interesting.
Yeah, we actually watched the whole movie with her, which was odd to do when you're watching a movie with somebody that isn't a great movie. Like, where do you draw that line with them? You're acting.
She keeps saying that over and over again. It was like, no, it's fine. It's so. Our goal is, guys, long term, is he had a universe plan. The director of this movie, he had like this 3-movie arc, and they kept talking about how he wanted to do this, but he only did one movie, and it was like a zombie movie per se. It's a whole thing, but in his idea, it was like this Jurassic Park meet zombie idea that he never got to flesh out because it was 3 movies. And we're like, all right, guys, we need to do the Snyderverse cut. Like, get in contact to this guy. I want him to complete this story immediately. And Tanya Meme, you can be in the sync. Like, let's go.
Wait, dinosaurs plus like zombie dinosaurs?
It was something about like a virus that was like isolated over prehistoric virus over time, and it kind of it turned their DNA like backwards into like reptiles, and it doesn't really explain it to you.
Okay.
What's that?
No, they didn't go outwardly reptile. They
right.
Okay.
Cold and pain or something.
Yeah, they didn't beat you over the head with it, but you kind of had to figure it out. And she goes, if they did the other 2 movies, the problem was it was going to be more explained in these other 2 flicks that they never made. But apparently the producer and the director, so I hear, had a falling out. And unfortunately, we'll never see the sequel to those 2 flicks. Or those flicks.
Yeah. I don't know why we got there, but yeah.
Sorry about that. That's
No, they actually had a video game.
Let's do this.
They had a video game I just saw on Steam. It just came on. I think it's early at EA. And it has something to do with it's a horror game that has dinosaurs. Have you seen that one yet?
I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, it's kind of like an original idea, but it's got like mixed reviews or something. So anyway, yeah, just
like Turok, like body horror game.
Yeah, right. Some evil pterodactyls or something.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys saw the trailer. You guys saw
gun is a hit.
You guys saw the full trailer, right? The new trailer for Emergence, the newest one we have.
Seen the newest trailer? Was one that came out yesterday, but I couldn't find it. I thought.
Oh, you haven't seen the new trailer? Oh, okay.
I saw an Instagram post, and then I went to YouTube to look for it because I couldn't click on it from my stupid phone.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Because I just put it back on there yesterday because I had an old version and I had to delete that and then put that one. So yeah, no worries. You can watch it whenever. We're gonna probably do even a more polished one later on, but people are digging it. So
the vibe is it's like this is like the like the New Orleans, like the Blade Runner sort of style, like we're saying cyberpunk and everything. Just want you to know that. Yeah, I
definitely want to encourage people to go check out the trailer. Go to the website Dreamflight Entertainment, as well as Josh. You just had the other one up. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, Emergence 2028 series.
You do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, Emergence. Sorry, no, I apologize. That was me. I'm just.
You do it.
That's it. There you got it.
You do it.
I'm just too high energy. Emergence2028series.com and fill out the form. Image Comics. I don't know if you guys how nerdy do you go? Yeah. But it's a little 8-panel story you guys got there, and you guys really thought of all the angles on this one. It's fun.
Well, you can at least kind of start stuff. Like I believe in just doing stuff. Because if I don't do it, I'll just get lazy. So I just I made merch.
That is awesome.
I knew people weren't going to buy merch because they haven't even heard of this IP. But I went through the experience of putting a merch store on. You'll see it there. I mean, some people have bought some stuff, but I'm saying it's not.
That's great.
But I just did it so that I know how to do that in the future. You know what I mean? So otherwise I'll just get lazy and I'll just forget about it. So
you got to flex that muscle. There's all these tools there, and got to use them.
I learned how to use DaVinci because I could.
Oh, nice.
It was there, and I could do it. Like I suck at editing, but I still know how to use. I can at least talk to a much better editor on what I want. And still do the basics. Yeah.
I am not an editor at all. I just go to Matt for that stuff. I'm totally.
I'm the editor, producer, whatever. Yeah. Whatever you need.
Movie maker. I can do movie maker.
Yeah.
I remember that's what I did with the footage I shot with my Canon XL1S Movie Maker.
Oh yeah,
I always had the intro and outro that were clearly Apple.
Yeah, Yeah, those really
the running
stupid
film one.
You know, the stupid graphics that go on the side of the screen, like it looks like some kind of corporate video or something.
Yeah,
Watermark.
I had many video clips of that. Hey, look, it looks professional.
Yeah.
Now I just use Canva. It's
yeah,
much better.
Canva's a good one. Yeah, Canva's a good.
They're
good
killing
job.
it lately, right? Like
Mhm.
it's absolutely worth the price.
We should also
AI
mention
stuff, too.
we should also mention real quick. We're doing shorts too. We're going to do shorts
Thank
based
you.
on this series.
Oh right, yeah.
Should we mention-
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Very
Because-
cool.
Listen,
Because the thing with
sorry.
this movie is they don't really want you showing the movie before it's sold and stuff, right?
Yeah,
so
some companies don't like that.
Do shorts.
Yeah.
Let's do shorts. Get these at festivals. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
no. What's say? Yeah, like any. Let's make sure we get all the promos out. Because we're gonna end up wrap the interview here. We did have a comment in chat that I wanted to make sure you guys saw.
Nice. Yes.
Let me see.
Let's
Thank
see,
you very
okay.
much for the comment. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being here as well. We're gonna get links from you. All the links to everything you're doing are gonna be down in the description on this video. We're gonna edit it up. We'll have it live in sections to watch. So if you're watching this, make sure you click on the video, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that we're supposed to tell you to do. Ian, Matt, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Absolutely love talking with you guys. I love finding people that are positive and like they want to help others grow along with themselves. The learning aspect of everything. This is why I do the show. It's about the relationships we make and how we share all this stuff back out. It is great meeting you guys. And if you're watching this, please support Dreamflight. Please support Emergence 2028 and everything these guys are doing because this is amazing. You get to watch it grow.
And then maybe later on we can circle back and we can once we have maybe one or two of these shorts out, we can air them on here and stuff like that too.
Come on back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in. We're down with it. We are.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
We're here for the whole ride. I want to follow this all.
Tabletop game. We'll bring a tabletop game here too. We'll do it around here.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely in on
Let's
that.
get back on the tabletop game.
Yeah, we might.
You're just gonna.
Yeah, we'll do a tabletop, maybe a couple tabletop sessions. Once I have my role playing game going.
Yeah, that's priority number 2 for sure.
We'll introduce Matt to
And we'll have Zaz kill his dog again.
If I roll one more critical fail, I swear.
You rolled a 1? Oh no.
Just one after one after one. It was a joke almost.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, appreciate your time, guys, and nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Can't wait to see
awesome.
everything coming out with this. Thank you.
Yep. We'll talk.
Josh, play us out. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. See you guys. Yep. Thank you guys.
We did it.
Oh, you're still in?
Yeah, remember they said actually I will stop too, but remember you said stay in after they leave.
Oh, okay.
Can you come back in, or are you guys?
Yeah, let me enter. I'll re-enter.
I'll come back one minute, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, sorry about that.
There he is. Yeah, cool.
I totally spaced. It was
Okay.
a blonde moment, man.
Oh,
I forgot. I almost clipped out too. I was like, oh yeah, we're supposed to stay.
No, that's fine. And I want to, hey, guys, thank you so much. Matt, I'm repeating myself, but thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for making this happen. I am 100% behind this. It wasn't just saying it for the camera. And the role-playing thing, we're 100% in on. You want to do something like that? We just started a little role-playing thing on the side. I don't know how much we want to go into with that since we haven't finished it up. But
yeah, or if you guys have role-playing, if you have a system you're doing already, and you need a player or something.
Sort of.
Know.
We're role-playing the news.
John, I was gonna say, hold on. Guest, just like a guest one day, because it only takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like just a guest, like, hey, would you guys mind? Like, it'd be really funny. But we can talk about that later. That's really funny though. That's because basically the idea. Oh, never mind. Hammer, you can talk about. I get bashful.
It's Josh's idea. Do you mind if I share it out or no?
My camera is.
You're muted.
Josh is muted.
Oh, then I didn't cut Zaz off. Good. I thought I was being an asshole.
Dick.
I like the colors in your room, man. It's very cyberpunky, Josh.
No, thanks. It's this is an AI video.
Boosted colors and stuff.
This is wild.
Yeah, it's definitely dark where I am. You can see the green around me. I haven't fixed that yet.
Oh, you have a fake background too? Okay.
We're still using actual rooms. I'm like,
do you guys have? Oh, you just put them from the app controlled thing? I mean, they have like pre-made ones.
OBS.
Yeah, we do it through
OBS.
OBS.
Too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The thing we do is we take news articles, we clarified non-bummer, so we don't want people dead in them, and we give the basics to each other. Like we'll have the guy who runs it, and we give you a character that's in the story, and you a character that's in the story, and some basic background, and we like go. How did this end? And then at the end we read the actual news article.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know how the story's supposed to play out, so it's like a couple people just trying to roll dice and what would you do in this situation, and then in the end, then that's what we read off what the news story is that hit that day or whatever. And
like
it's worked out to be
high heels with a mini skirt, and you're still a guy. Josh, you're a cop. You're on your 3-day meth bender. You're not a good cop. You see Zaz. Go.
Yeah. Yes.
It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
I'm glitching out.
Exactly.
That's what we're working on as another side, totally not related to the show, but we're doing stuff like that. But yeah, the role playing thing we're down with. We absolutely love it, and I'd love to be involved if you want beta testers or to get it out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it's the tabletop thing has been like a dream of mine, and like for Fading Empires especially, that's what I'm basing it on.
Yeah.
And I have like 16 books planned. And so as I'm building that universe out with the books, like I already have, I'm going to build the basic role-playing game on the first 4 books, and then I'll have expansions for, like, supplementary expansions for the further books. So,
dude,
yeah,
you're killing it.
It's going to be crazy, man. It's been a fantasy, and what I've talked to people. I've talked to some people some guys who've made RPGs, tabletop RPGs, and some of them are quite bitter. They're kind of like, and some of them are really cool. Some of them are kind of bitter. Maybe it flopped or something. But a couple guys were saying that it's harder to make. It's even more expensive in some cases to make a tabletop role-playing game, because you have to factor in all of the materials, and you have to buy them and stuff like that. It's not like a book where you can do on demand. It's like you have to actually buy backstock for that kind of stuff. And
I see like Kickstarters for them nowadays. Yeah, I mean,
they all have to now.
Yeah, Kickstarters.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had bad luck with Kickstarters.
Movies.
Yeah,
I can see Kickstarters for this making more money than movies.
Yeah, maybe.
Trying to Kickstarter for movies, it doesn't work really.
Yeah. Maybe for the role-playing game. Yeah, that might work. Or Indiegogo.
Uva had a Kickstarter up for all of a day before he took it down.
Yeah, that does not work.
And he has a name that, like, I clicked on it. Like he has people around the world clicking on this thing, and then he's like, "Nah, forget it."
Yeah, we just had really crappy luck with for film stuff.
The other thing that I found is it was an article on NPR about people making desktop games, not necessarily role play, but they usually go to China to get stuff printed or manufactured, boxed, and shipped out.
Yeah.
And if their game has any sort of serious order, it's immediately. Sometimes they've seen their game for sale faster than they've been able to get it to market themselves.
Okay.
Ripped off that quickly.
Yeah.
Because the people they send it to print it just made a whole bunch of extras, changed the wording here or there, and then they sell it as a slightly different game across all the back channels. So then they appear on Wish and so you got to be careful about on that level too. But I mean, if you got it, if you have the bug to do it, you still got to do it.
Yeah, I kind of tinker around with it on the side, and I've got the classes kind of down already. I've got attributes, secondary attributes. I've already got the world, and everything. So I just have to kind of get the system, the rules down, and the combat system. I'm not really super. I don't want to just be an imagination game, but I don't want to be like super technical either. And just everything has a die roll. Like you step off a curb, you have a die roll. So kind of in between. Yeah.
Broke your leg. Sorry.
Yeah.
Character dead.
Oh, you stepped in a puddle, splashed up on you, and now you have radioactive.
Yeah. And Zaz rolls a 1 again and dies of tuberculosis. Like what?
Or your dog dies of tuberculosis.
Yeah.
I just remembered. I think the last Kickstarter I backed was actually if you want to get nerdy, I'll give you a run for your money here. A Ninja Turtles tabletop role-playing game, and it was the entire series of like 6 books they did.
Well, they're going to Kickstarters and they're doing that tabletop. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. What's that?
People back those.
Was that recent?
A year ago, maybe a year and a half.
People fund those on Kickstarter, though. The tabletop game.
Did it make it to drive-through?
It made it all the way. I have the physical copies. They're at my other setup. Unfortunately, I was going to grab them, but yeah, I have them here. They showed up.
I'm a big Trolls fan.
Matt.
Not as big as you, but that's pretty cool. That's
Matt,
awesome.
RPG drive-through is like the big hub for role-playing games.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot that when you said it. It is on there. That is on there.
Army Darkness had a tabletop game, right? A couple years ago. Did you happen to have that? I remember they had that.
What? That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, I'd play the crap out of that.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm in.
That's
I just want that. I didn't play.
But Ian, before I let you go, I just want to say, I totally get your mindset, because for the past 5 or more years, I've written a 3-story sci-fi trilogy in my head. I've yet to put it on paper, but I know the entire universe. I know 80 years before it actually starts. I know the next 100 years after the last book. I have this all mapped out, every character interaction, the rules of the universe, the ship,
paper like Ian did.
how we got here.
Yeah.
I got to put on paper. That's the hard part for me. But I write it every night. You'll come up with, I do this. This is how I fall asleep. I add to my universe. So I get that this fleshed out thing. It is not just one character in a story. It is, he lives in a world.
So you've already have the other stuff stored in your data banks in your memory. So you just build upon it.
I have some written down, the really good ideas that I wanted to make sure I didn't lose. So I do have some breakdown, but getting that first, it was a dark and stormy night, is eluding.
Yeah, or even just
that naming my characters.
Yeah, or even look at other templates they have of just starting stuff. You could just look at basic templates, or if you need any advice, you can ask me. You can let me know what you're doing, and I can always give you advice as well.
I might reach out and do that. It's just now it's time. I go out to my I have a cabin in the woods. Go back to horror and please watch In a Violent Nature. You'll love it. I go there to relax, and then I get too relaxed to actually type.
Hey, on that. Sorry, just on that thought of something to watch. I took a note earlier. You both mentioned that you enjoyed watching fan films or things made outside of the whatever. Has either of you seen the Punisher Dirty Laundry short movie?
No, I haven't. What's that about?
It was Thomas Jane. They did it outside of the actual movie.
It's actually Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane was in it?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
paid for
Nice.
it. He let it out of
yeah. He
pocket.
paid for it. It was fucking spectacular. I wanted to mention that to you,
Thank you. No,
and
thank you. Okay.
have you guys seen? This is completely different, just another fan kind of thing.
You say what I
The
think you're saying, but I'm
RoboCop remake, Scene 27.
Yeah, I have seen that one. Yes, I have seen
Okay.
that one where he shoots his dick.
Scene
Just-
27. I don't.
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I've seen that one.
it's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I'll have to watch
With
that.
the-
I thought you
That's
were going to
great.
say Batman Dead End. I was going to push you down the
I'll,
stairs.
I'll tell you a side note. There was a guy we worked with. He screened our movie. He was a real annoying guy. He was a fan film director, and he was a pretty well known one, I guess. He did the Freddy films as Freddy's backstory, and I actually had seen his films, and they're pretty good. But like the guy was giving us advice. The guy gave us advice on the film. He wanted us to edit. He wanted to edit our film. Remember, Ian?
Yeah.
He wanted us to take out a scene from our film. Oh yeah, he did. He made us actually cut the end of the film, and he was really wanting us to change the scene. He wanted us to change scenes to have it air at his pizza shop that he was running. This is way back, you know. And
Wow.
this guy was unbelievable. And
You need all kinds of
we cut the
characters.
end, but we wouldn't re-edit the film
Yeah.
for him. But we agreed to cut the end. Ian actually couldn't make it, but I was there. It was really insulting, but so don't meet your heroes. You know, he wasn't a hero, but it's just like, guy, watch this guy's Freddy film. I actually kind of liked it, but like now it's just like, what a fucking asshole that. This
Yeah.
guy. He was a fan film director, so those guys.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
The worst kind. Sure.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to hear about your stuff, Daniel, and if you got an idea and you got some stuff you want to do it, because it sounds like it's like me, man. If it's like this burning kind of yearning thing and it won't go away.
It doesn't go away.
You have to kind of at some point put it down on paper somewhere, write it out, at least like a beat sheet or something, or just like background of the characters, the world, or whatever you want to do, and then you just kind of go from there. But yeah, if you need any help, just let me know. And
I might absolutely sit down with you. And hey, the other thing, I know you guys are West Coast, but if you're ever on the East Coast near Pittsburgh, please let us know. We'd love to show off our town.
You guys are great. Maybe it's the West Coast.
Sure.
Not enough people talk about the books. Sorry.
The what?
I'm gonna say not enough people talk to Ian about the books that I've heard. These great guys are into books and tabletop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
LA so
Fun
movies
stuff,
and stuff. So you guys are really about the read books and the tabletop. I love it. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna grab those books. I don't do it so much anymore because I spend my time writing in my head. But one time I counted how many books I read. I had something like 113 books I read a year.
Wow,
I
a year.
love
That's how many I've read in my life. I thought people can't believe I have 113 books here. Well, you read that much? Like, it's not that much.
It's like a book.
It was a peak.
It's kind of like a lot to even have that many books.
I was a shoplifter, and when I was a teenager, and most of what I shoplifted was books. That my entire Shadowrun collection, which was, I don't know if you could see my hands, but it was every book they came out with from.
Yeah.
Saw this thing that said in Iraq they put the books out in the street because the shoplifters don't steal. No, it's like the book readers don't shoplift.
Yeah.
Supposedly. They put it out in the street.
Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons I like shoplifting books. They didn't have security because nobody steals from B. Dalton bookstores, except me when I was a teenager. Don't get me wrong, I'm an adult now, but
especially used bookstores, right? Like used ones.
I know, those ones I always thought would get you.
Oh yeah.
Because like they're going for every nickel and dime.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, B. Dalton. And like they hired somebody minimum wage to sit at the front desk and not even organize the books anymore. Like, the mall.
You guys have your Eric Roberts
yeah.
book? You guys have your Eric Roberts book that just came out? Eric Roberts just came out with this.
I just saw
Matt,
that it existed.
Yeah, Matt just went to his.
Eric Roberts
his
made it
book
out to me.
release.
Oh, I saw you put a picture on the Instagram with
made
it.
it out to me and Ian. He thinks we're the coolest,
That's
by the
awesome,
way.
man.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric's fun.
Nice.
He's a fun guy.
There you go. There you go.
He's kind of having
the biggest fan.
a little resurgence right now because he's on. He's doing that book and he's talking about his relationship with Julia. Julia Roberts is like one of the big A-listers. In Hollywood.
Yeah, I know, and I know that they're brother and sister, but like again, I have always avoided drama stuff, so I don't even know like that they had a falling out or what the nature of anything is with them. Yeah.
Well,
I'll
he's
tell you,
just he's going through resurgence because he's got that book now, and then also, of course, Dancing with the Stars and stuff. But yeah, it's cool to when actors like that, like legacy actors, are getting You know, that's kind of like my thing is I liked how Tarantino, for instance, brought John Travolta back, and also who's that the sister right there? What was her name? Greer, Pam Greer. I thought
Pam
that was
Grier,
really
yeah.
cool, and if I can do that for like other actors like that, that'd be cool too, because you're helping them get back. We really respect those actors.
Oh, heck.
Because you
Look,
grew up.
some of the people I'm talking to, like Diane Franklin, she's still an amazing actor.
Yeah.
She stepped out of work or whatever happened, but she's now doing it. And I've seen a couple clips of her doing stuff. She's someone else you could reach out to and go, listen, if you have a role for a 50-something like mother type shorter but fantastic actress, she would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, sure.
I've heard
Forward information. Yeah, we're always looking for. Yeah. This is going to be a franchise, multiple films, so we can always, if we don't show them in this first film, we can maybe put them in a short, because we're doing all of these shorts based on some of the characters. Like the next one we're going to do is so Leanne, the girl I mentioned earlier, that's friends with Mitch. She did military contracts. She did contracts with the Pentagon and stuff. She's done thousands of contracts. So now she's applying that to film contracts, and she's just tearing it up. She's really a pit bull. But she's an actress too. She's a really good actress, and she does action scenes. So we're putting her in this short film that is my character's, Cal Richter's wife, because my character supposedly dies in the first film, in the first act actually. And so this Millennius Biotech, they send these. I don't want to talk too much about it, but they send a couple of prototypes after her, and the audience is going to think maybe she's like a shrinking violet or something, but she's really a badass. So you see a hot chick like fighting off these things. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to do that one probably in November. Shoot that in November, and we might use that as, if we can, we'll use that 15-minute short, and we can splice it into the main feature later on. But we can also use it just temporarily for marketing, the film.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? I don't know if everybody remembers this, but the way you talk about this, there was a bit called the Animatrix, and essentially what it was a series of stories by different animators, and it all tied in loosely to the Matrix, and they were all phenomenal. The artwork was
I remember that. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that, the universe of the Matrix, but like different stories that take place in the Matrix.
Yeah, little backstories and stuff. So it built up the lore and it made it super solid, and it was all very interesting and gave you different perspectives on it. And it was just like, and when you got done with it, you're just like, can I get more of that? Too, like,
that's kind of, you just nailed kind of what I'm trying to do. Yeah, that's kind of very similar to what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it's really
let me if am I anywhere on base with this? I had this idea of a guy just basically. There's a whole story that this guy has. Whatever it is doesn't matter. But I wanted, like, in 8 or 9 different movies, the background that guy is kind of in. So in the movie that he's in, like that you film in year 7 or 10, he's at a phone booth calling somebody, doing something. But if you look on, like, some unrelated movie, has nothing to do with it, you see a guy on the phone booth dressed exactly the same, and he runs through 7 different movie scenes in the background.
Oh, wow.
But that's a whole movie. I was wondering if that's what you wanted to do with your shorts, like she does something and it's totally in the background. You could kind of see it back there if you pay attention to the background, but she's there in one of the scenes in the movie.
But like, back to future.
That's pretty trippy.
Yeah.
I always like the idea, like, because then if you do that, it's 7 different movies. Somebody's gonna buy all 7 of those movies, no matter how good or bad most of them are, because it's now a collection.
That short's going on at the same time as the feature. That short's going on at the same time as the feature, so you watch the short.
Hammer, you want to get really crazy with it, like an ARG, like that's actually some kind of live action game you're playing.
ARG?
Yeah, isn't that the acronym for?
Are you talking about LARPing?
No, it's essentially they're like puzzles. Like there was a movie, Cloverfield had ARG, where it was essentially puzzles that were planted all around the globe. And they all were like based on a character inside the Cloverfield universe that you didn't really interact with, but it was like explaining little pieces of the story, like John Goodman's character, like his daughter was referenced in a lunchbox found in France. Sorry, I'm getting, like I said, guys, I get really spazzy and nerdy. Sorry.
Yeah, I love this stuff. I love when people do really unique stuff like that.
Yeah, like you're filming your main movie with main camera and all that stuff, but what if there was something going in the background that another camera just happened to be filming? Like, but that's your short. That's your short over here. I'm so squished in. Your short's over here, but your main film's that, and you just kind of catch a glimpse of something weird happening in the background. Doesn't apply at all to what's going on in the movie. You might not even notice it, but like if you paid attention, they're related.
There's a book called
same time, same place.
There's a Shakespeare book called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, right, where they're like the two characters, right? It's kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
They were
background
really
to something else.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Just a thought. I have no experience. You guys heard my questions about editors and I have no Hollywood knowledge whatsoever. So it's not something I think can really be done easily. It's just whatever. So I can't wait to see that. Let us know when it comes out. We will absolutely. We'll watch them live with you. Whatever you want to do.
The watch party. Yeah. We're actually gonna come out with because so for Underdogs, the making of Emergence documentary, we're going to wrap that actually in 3 days. We're going to wrap that on Sunday with interviews because we don't have any talking head interviews. So we're bringing in a lot of the cast and crew from the lowly PA all the way up to whoever, me and so it's because I don't think there's anybody who's really low. Like everybody has a part. Everybody's a piece of the machine, and so I want to shed light on
let everybody do their piece.
And I want to shed light on their experiences as well, but also the cast. So we're gonna have the cast and crew come down on Sunday in Hollywood, at Mitch's office, Hollywood Production Center, and interview them. Yeah, and I think that will be insightful to see kind of their backgrounds, and then just hopefully people can get something out of it. The audience can get something out of it where it's like, oh, that kind of reminds me of my friend, or kind of reminds me of me or something. Maybe I can do this, So it's really kind of more of an uplifting thing. I think a lot of documentaries these days that are, especially ones to do with the music industry or film, Hollywood, whatever, they're very exploitative in nature. And so we want to offer something that's a little more hopeful, So we're going to have that. That's going to be the first film they're coming out with. Before the shorts, so we'll send that to you. We'll probably have that edited probably by mid November, Matt, around there, mid to late November. And we're not
we'll figure out.
We'll share that with you guys for sure.
Absolutely, I want to see that. Like, this is not a bullshit Hollywood thing. I'm not Hollywood, so but no, I really want to see that. that I have a lot of interest in.
No, we've been we'll be honest. I mean, of course, people doubted Emergence for sure. People were like, oh, it's like a hobby. You got no way, you guys are gonna, and we worked on some other things, but yeah, there's no way you guys are gonna do this with these celebrities. What you got Eric Bye, Isaac, and they're working for that amount. Really, you're gonna do it for you? Well, awesome. And,
heck yeah.
And we have to, even though Matt alluded to this earlier, but even though we might have kind of peripherally or tangentially kind of met these people through other people, that's it. I mean, you're pretty much left to your devices, and you have
no one helped us other than just the little meet.
You have to, and I joked with Bai because I said, even on the Q&A at the end of the screener we had, not the screener, the preview, the preview screener, we did a Q&A, and Bai was up there, supporting us and everything. And I said, yeah, and we kind of, we were linked to her. 2 different people actually kind of were linking us up, but it didn't go smoothly, And then so Matt and I just had to pursue her, but we did it. I call it patient persistence because you don't want to be too,
I do it. I do it myself. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a finesse thing. You don't want to be too. I told her. I said I don't want to stalk you or something, but I wanted you, to be in this. So I just did this patient persistence thing, and it paid off. And she says, "Yeah, it worked."
Nice.
Yeah. But she loved the concept. She loved that's another big thing. She thought, "Wow, this is really unusual. This is something I haven't seen before."
It's hard because we're new, so she's kind of hesitated. Sure, but the character is so strong, and everything else comes with it, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, and I think once you kind of get a sense of somebody, and then your reputation's good as well, then it's like, okay, these guys, are cool, and so.
And I'm gonna kind of end it here and just say, like, you have already produced, you have finished books, you've finished the comic, you've finished the websites. Like, this isn't like I want to do this, so people see that you finish what you start. I think that's huge. Like, that's who wants to get involved in a project that'll never be seen?
Yeah,
So you're like, this will be seen.
Write that book. I mean, you saw someone say, yeah, maybe I'll write a book. Maybe I'll kind of do something. I mean, he doesn't care if one person looks at it. He'll do it. He'll fucking write that book. And people will do it.
You got to do it for you. That's why we did this show. I do it because I think we can do a good job and we can put something positive.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of encapsulated in what you said, Mr. Nathaniel, is that you're kind of having a hard time, you're finding it challenging to start. And that's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people. Sometimes I get stuck and I just don't want to. I try to write or something, and I'll just, I don't feel like writing today. But there's a lot of people out there that, hopefully when they see this documentary, they can say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. If you are healthy or relatively healthy, and you can move your arms and your legs and stuff, and you can have a heartbeat, you can do it. Even with nothing. I mean, we had nothing starting.
Yeah.
This.
People were saying, people saying, silly, we're going after this, and it's
yeah, people were laughing and stuff.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's hard, but like we did, we're doing it real big.
But if you're really passionate about something, it's not really as hard as you think it is, because once you get into it, it becomes like its own reward, just going through the journey and the process. It's kind of maybe like a Joseph Campbell thing or something, but yeah, it's.
I read so many of his books. Thank you so much for bringing up Joseph Campbell.
It's a whole different subject, man.
If you'd have brought that up on I probably would have went wait, because after I discovered Joseph Campbell, I just started diving in. I'm like, this guy's genius.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I know these guys got to get out of here. You have new fans. Thank you so much for the time. Thanks for promoting the show as well.
Yeah, and we'll definitely promote you guys, your show as well. For sure.
I appreciate it. Thank
you.
You
want to talk to Eric? We can talk.
What's that, man?
Yeah, I just because he initially wanted to talk to Eric. I think that's when we started talking. We can talk to Eric a little bit and see if he can come on at some point too. By the way,
if he can, that's cool. I wanted when it was a reach goal thing.
Now he's super.
And then when you wrote back, I'm like, I looked at the movie. I love Cyberpunk. Mm-hmm. I looked at the stuff you guys have done. I'm like, yeah, I want to talk about this. So with or without Eric, you guys were going to be talked to. So, and Matt, again, thank you for getting back to me and saying, making me realize, it wasn't just about Eric. It was about the movie. So.
Sweet.
Okay. Yeah, and guys, I want to mention really quick here, and I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight too. It was a lot of fun. I just want to reiterate that we are not joking about the tabletop thing. If you guys want to play or do something sometime, please, 100%, we are in for that. That's we've been doing a lot of fun, having a lot of fun with that. So
like I said,
please reach out on that. That would be awesome.
Even if it's not my system, because I'm not going to make that for a while anyway. I just be a player and whatever rule system you're making.
It has to be Cyberpunk. We got to do a Cyberpunk game.
Well,
for sure.
It could be it could be fantasy or whatever you guys want to play, man. I love pretty much all genres. Post-apocalypse, horror, fantasy, low fantasy, high fantasy.
Whatever you guys want to play.
Whatever.
We interviewed a guy who wrote a comedy series about OnlyFans girls, cam girls. And we interviewed a cam girl with him, and we came up with the idea because they were both into role-playing games having a role-playing game about being a successful online porn girl. Poor guy.
That's interesting. Okay.
It's like, I wonder if we've done that one yet.
Matt had the right response. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be really stepping out of your comfort zone, man.
No, that was when we had less of a reputation to protect. Not that we have one now.
That's funny. I know you guys were the relationship podcast, but somewhere along the line, it's like not that anymore. And I was like, is this a relationship show?
No, it wouldn't be under this title. We're arbitrary media, and this is one of the properties we do. We're kind of like Ian. Like, if it sounds like fun, we're gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
We have the equipment.
Oh yeah, it's kind of interesting.
You guys are go-getters too, man.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad it's not. It's like, are they asking relationship questions? Because I'm like, okay. Cool.
We have, If you have problems with any relationship, be it family, romance, work, you talk to us. We'll help you out.
Yeah, we've had people call in.
That's a whole other podcast. That's all.
Right now, I'm just like my relationship is just with this series, man. I'm just. I mean, it would be nice to have a wife and stuff down the road, but then I hear all these guys talking about go overseas and get a wife, man. Don't get any American chicks.
Might be a good idea, right? That's where they're at.
All these married guys are miserable, man. Are you guys married? Are you guys all married?
I've been married for almost 30 years now. I got dumb early.
Oh well, that's from a different generation though. She's probably pretty cool. Yeah.
No, she's actually absolutely amazing. Even my friends like hanging out with her. She's like, I don't say a female version of me because she's probably the reason I never ended up in jail with any of my stupid younger ideas. But yeah, she's a lively, fun person. So she keeps up with me.
Cool.
Josh is married and Zaz is married. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all you guys. Wow.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, with kids.
Yeah.
They do way more work than I do. I didn't do the kids thing.
Well, LA's crazy too. LA's an extra layer of fucking crazy here.
Oh yeah.
Girls are crazier about I guess you can guess.
Yeah, the dating scene here is like a minefield. It's really.
This happened yesterday. They're like,
it's extra dicey and murky, and yeah, it's.
I was on a screen yesterday. They're like, "Oh, you're a producer. Let me type my name on your Instagram."
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whoa.
And her boyfriend was right there, right? Yeah.
like that's.
Oh no.
That's just like scary. Like
people are always kind of like, if you find like a cool girl.
I'm in your movie, Cat.
She's always kind of looking over your shoulder at, like what's over your shoulder, like
what's next? Yeah.
Over there, Yeah, it's
yeah. But Matt, can you walk into a bar with your Emmy and get laid?
But that actually works against you.
He has. No,
it works against you. Sometimes somebody would be around me. This guy's an Emmy. I'd be like, oh no, shut up. And then the girl would be like, you usually be like a hot girl. They usually be like, I don't care. That's what they usually do. To be honest, they usually go, I don't care.
Matt, just make a necklace. Make a big necklace with like your Emmy around it. Like just going to.
The hot ones will be like, I don't care. That's what they do.
Watch the panties float to the floor.
If I bring it up, they'll say they don't care. That's how it works.
One quarter you got winner.
But if I bring up, they'll say they don't care. Yeah.
This is a little sappy, but my dad actually won a New York State Emmy back in the late '90s. And,
oh, cool! Yeah, they had those. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And he said his favorite thing about having it, his favorite time he ever brought it out, was he was in an airport one time and he had it with him, and there was a middle school gymnastics team that was on their way back from having just lost. They got second place in some competition and they got nothing for it. But then he brought that out and let them all pose with it, like in the airport, and they were all ecstatic. And he said they all walked in sad and then left happy because they got to take a picture with an Emmy. And that was his favorite part about winning it was that. So
that's cool.
That's a good memory. You kind of.
It was cool.
Sometimes it's not even about what the actual thing is; it's about the memory that is created around it, right? Because that's going to last forever.
Fun.
Yeah, it's going to last when you're on your deathbed and everything. You're going to be like, wow, that moment. It's not really necessarily the thing. It's kind of like the memories that surround it.
All that said, Matt, you should use it to get laid.
This represents. I mean,
Matt wants a memory of getting laid real quick with his Emmy.
This represents. I'll tell you. I mean, the boss on this show, off the record, is a real hassle of a guy, and he's obsessed with the Emmys. By the way, he's obsessed. He's obsessed to the point where it's kind of like less than my coolness of this. But he goes and he always reminds me. The work I did to get this Emmy, just being a producer on post and having to edit and having to do all this stuff. So
it's fucking awesome,
it's
man.
not necessarily me being the best editor. It's just more like the amount of work we had to do. So he was able to put me on the ballot to be a producer because the amount of work
I will say,
like the also I had to deal with. I mean, that's
earned it, man. You earned it, Matt. Yeah.
No,
good for you.
Yeah.
No,
I did. I really earned it. Like that's what amount of work I did. I earned for sure.
Yeah,
sweet, man. Hey, guys, let's get out of here. Keep in touch. Absolutely. Anything you need, thoughts. If you run into other people that are working on interesting things you think they need to get on a show like ours, send them our way. Please feel free, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Eric or Brian here or something. Yeah.
Hey, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want, I don't want to lean on anybody for guests, but if you guys have somebody you think should be here, we'll absolutely talk to them. Okay, cool. And if it's your project, absolutely, let us know.
Yeah, or someone else from Emergence.
Yeah. Maybe when we do the once we get the
underdogs
in the can and stuff, and maybe we can come back for that.
Hell yeah.
You guys are great. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, we're here for you guys, man. Absolutely.
That was a lot of fun. That was a blast. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks a lot. Right, hey, have a great evening. Thank you so much for your time. Keep kicking ass.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Right,
Take care.
Talk later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck. Bye.
Thank you, man.
Let me get up.
Oh yeah, nice guys, man. Wow, it was almost 2 hours. Wow. Were they taping that last part?
I don't think they were. I wish they were though. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, there's some pretty good stuff there. Well, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Good.
I got to turn my OBS off right
There's
now.
some better stuff there on that actually.
Yeah, actually,